it takes two people to have a relationship.
Yeah, but the relationship.
If you don't have a dream, fake it.
But the relationship, you can't fake a dream.
You got to fake it, because we don't have dreams these days. How the hell can you have a dream? For what? So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. But Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me, because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is like the streets of awakening. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked in. I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up with the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the song at the board show. They're coming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You a Captain Saber, hoe. You just be tucking the cake in.
What up? How's everyone doing? You Control You podcast. Man, another blessed day we have here. I'm so utterly grateful for family and friends. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful to be here. You know what I'm saying? Had another interesting weekend with fights. Two of the fights we lost, they were right there. Like right there. So painful. The first one, it was an even fight. He just didn't follow the game plan, didn't stick to what we were supposed to do. And that's on me. Buck stops with me. The second fight, she did exactly what we thought she was going to do. And again, we brawled a little bit longer and got grappled, and that's not where we wanted to be. The championship fight, my son destroyed this dude. Like, he was laid out in the back. He had an ice pack on his leg and an ice pack on his head because my son was dog walking him. And he went for a shot. He got the shot and then got choked out. He kept his head in the wrong position. He knew it as soon as it happened. But for basically 2 rounds, he was destroying this kid, like utterly destroying him. And so, yeah, it is what it is. Learning experiences. That's what amateurs are for. So, what up, mama? How are you doing? Of course, it's always a great day. Always a great day. Appreciate you tuning in, especially for today, because today's topic is insane. Like, today is just, we're gonna play a clip from Nikki, Giovanni, and James Baldwin. And I think, and be prepared for me to say stop, because I think I'm only gonna play like the first half of it right off the bat. It's something that I've been talking about for at least 6 months to a year, and women think I'm nuts when I say this. Oh, wait a minute. I got to pause. She said, I proudly represent my You Control You hoodie. Proudly. It's a great conversation starter. Oh, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I love it. Oh, you're a blessing. You're definitely a blessing, and I appreciate the support. So, but this topic is something I've been talking about. Like, a lot of times it's better to lie to your woman. Like, it's better than that. I mean, all across the board. It's just better to lie sometimes. Like, I know it's something that's going to be funny when I talk to Allison Armstrong, because her entire thing is like, just be honest. Don't double down on your lie. You'll get fired from me. Like, I can deal with a lie. Like, if you tell me the truth and this is why you lied, be honest. But a lot of times we're not given the space to be honest. So it becomes easier to lie. But I think this conversation talks about it in a little bit different context, but you know, it's along the same lines. So Corey, can you, when you're done typing, can you hit play on this? And like, I'm curious for my female listeners to really, really like let me know what you're thinking when Nikki Giovanni talks about this. It's a great conversation. It's a 2-hour, and it's also like a 2-hour conversation. Like, it's so dope. Yeah. Let's get it.
All right.
Okay, that's all that's going to work. It takes two people to have a relationship.
Yeah, but the
if
relationship.
you don't have a dream, fake it.
But the relationship, you can't fake a dream.
You got to fake it, because we don't have dreams these days. How the hell can you have a dream? For what?
Well, it isn't.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of
All
course
right,
you'll lie to me,
that.
because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I
must.
treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum.
Pause right there.
And I'm saying, fake it.
Fake it with me. So my thought process when I hear this, right, and I'm gonna look at some of the notes I have on my phone, is instantly, it made me think about, there's days I come home and it's just like I look like I'm frowning. It looks like I'm upset, and I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I'm not just physically tired, but my job is demanding emotionally and mentally sometimes. And it's what I signed up for. I love doing it. But on the way home, it's just like, oh man, I want to get at home and just shut it off. I just want to be left alone in my own peace, in my own head. And more recently, when I get in the driveway, I sort of amp myself up to come in with a smile. Like, I give basically a fake smile. I just try to make it as real as possible, and like make it seem like I'm good and I'm happy to be home, because I am happy to be home. But now I'm showing that so my wife feels comfortable, so my son feels comfortable, so everybody is like, cool, dad is home. How exciting. And it's challenging sometimes. So it made me really think about that. And so I know she talked about, you're off with Maddie and don't tell me. It's that I concur with too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm pretty real with women. It's like, if you're gonna cheat on me, I don't want to know about it, because it's gonna mess up my life. Like, I don't want to know. And like, people are like, why wouldn't you want to know? Because sometimes ignorance is bliss. If I don't know, I'm not looking for it. I don't care. It's not even crossing my mind. I don't care. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't even think that you're doing it, right? So, yeah, what you don't know, won't you? Exactly. Now, here's the thing. I do pay attention. So if you act different, I'm going to ask what's up, right? And so As long as I don't know, I'm good. So I concur with what she's saying there. I'm trying to read into it a little bit more, and it sounds like she's asking for effort, warmth, and consistency. So she doesn't want you just to come home and just give bare minimum, right? The family deserves a smile, right? The family deserves more. I understand what he's saying when he's like, I can't fake it with you. Because she's supposed to be like your woman, like in my mind, right? Is supposed to be, home is supposed to be the place where I could take off the armor, where I could take the mask off, where I can be my most authentic self. And at the end of the day, I'm not a hee hee ha ha jokey joke kind of guy all the time. I'm a very social person. What's that called? Extrovert. But I'm very much an introvert. I need to be on my own in order to be able to socialize. Otherwise, I drain my battery so low and I keep going that I just pass out for like 12 hours straight. And so when I get home, I just want to take it all off. And that doesn't always come with smiles. That doesn't always come with, oh, I'm happy, right? Because I don't even know what happy means nothing to me, right? I'm happy if I look like this, right? I'm still happy. I'm good. I'm chilling, yo. I'm chilling. I don't need to you know what I mean? And so I understand what he's saying. It's like, I've just spent all day lying to all these people. I want to come home and be real with you. And I get it more now that I'm older. That doesn't make women feel safe. Like the woman I'm going to be interviewing, Allison Armstrong, I've listened to so many of her interviews now. She talks about it. She's like, women are pleasers. So and they want to feel connected. So if I don't look happy, instantly like, oh, something's wrong. What's wrong? I got to fix it. I got to get us connected. Like, and I'm so single-minded and very focused that like when I lock in, it instantly feels like we're not connected. We can be in the same room. I'm working. I'm in my own area. I'm in my own zone, right? So what does she say? You're out there grinding for them to be able to enjoy life at home, right? Exactly. Do you even know what makes you happy at this age? Yeah. Being able to do my job. Being able to focus on the things that I enjoy doing. Right? Whether it's the podcast, working on my book, training fighters, working out myself. Like I'm happy when I get to just lock in. When I get to truly lock in. When I'm coaching at the gym, I'm so locked in, nothing else matters. Like there's times that my daughter comes up and starts talking, I'm like, you know I'm working. Like, I love you. Here's a kiss. Here's a hug. I need you to move to the side. Because I don't want anything to break my concentration. That's where I'm happiness. Well, that's my happiness. When I'm in that zone, when I'm focused. And what I'm learning is that's kind of peaceful for all men. When we're doing what we're meant to do, when we're living our purpose, right? And so it's weird. It's a cost to it, though, right? Now, could you play the second half, Corey? And the cost is basically the second half, what they're going to talk about.
With me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? For 10 years, so that we can get a child on his feet that says, yeah, father smiled at mother. He talked to me about school today. Who cares that you can read or can't read? Most Americans can't read. Most people can't read. They look at the pictures.
Baby, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, and I don't disagree. But no, I'm gonna be honest and think about it really. I'm not so sure that is a human possibility. If I have to smile all day, and the cat on the job, the foreman, you don't understand why I'm smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I want to smile, I'm smiling because that baby needs new shoes. I can't give a performance all day on the job and come home and give a performance all night in the house.
Okay, so one of the performances will stop.
Yes. So you say, and okay, I might be willing to go with it, but who's going to pay the rent?
The rent will get paid.
Look, baby, I'm willing to play it your way, but you have to see my point of view.
I see your point of view, but the rent will have to get paid.
The price of the rent is my smile.
No. I don't want you prostituting yourself. I demand.
I don't want you prostituting yourself either. One of us has got to work.
You'll work it. You will work it out because you are intelligent enough and you are sensitive enough. You are a man enough to work out a new system because we started off with everybody's protest now and we're back there again. As long as the assumptions are the same, nothing will change.
You know what I love about that so much is when you hear a woman speak life into a man, it resonates with all men. When she said you will figure it out, you're an intelligent black man, I guarantee every man was like, yes. Maybe there's another way. Yes, of course I can figure this out. Of course I could do this. Of course I can make it happen. Of course I can figure this out and come home and bring you smiles, right? I understand both points of view so clearly. It almost made me emotional there because I just thought about like how feminine she has to be in order to say something like that. And what's funny, and not funny, what will blow most people's mind is that she seems like one of the strongest women ever listening to her. When you listen to this 2-hour conversation, she's intelligent, she's powerful, she shows grace and strength, all while never raising her voice and never taking space away from that man, and vice versa. You see the greatest version of feminine and masculine energies intertwine, having the most in-depth conversation about life during that time. And what's crazy is that how everything still affects us now that they're talking about. I can understand. I understand clearly James Baldwin's point of view on, I can't fake it with you. I gotta be real with you because you're my person, right? Jeremy, I'll go back and play the whole video in a second. Just give me a couple minutes here, and we'll play the whole video again, right? And so, understand, as a man, we're real with the people that are closest to us, right? If I say, Corey, yo, what you think about my beard, right? And I come in and I'm scuffy, he's like, it looks. Yeah, you need to go to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Like we're real with each other. Corey isn't gonna fake a smile for me. I'm not gonna fake a smile for him, right? If I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing my job. So I understand what he's saying. If I put on that show for my bosses, for everybody else, and I come home, I want to be real with you. Like, it's not going to stop me from providing for you. It's not going to stop me from being a husband and protecting you. It's not going to stop me, all this. But I understand from her point of view, because of all the men I've talked to and all the men I will continue to talk to, the one consistency usually in my age group, in my generation, is that dads didn't say they love you. They didn't show that emotional content. They didn't show that empathy. They didn't show anything. Have a good night too, mama. And so it's insane to me, right? Or not insane, it's just mind-blowing because she's like, come home and smile at me. So our son can see that it's okay to come home from a hard day of work and smile, and he sees you smiling at his mother. You're talking to him about school. You're having these conversations and you're excited about having these conversations. And it's like, I talk about that often, like it's do beyond the bare minimum. And I got to come home and put on a show. I got to come home and put on a show with you. And I got to be okay putting on that show. And the funny thing is, if I put, and every man will feel this, if I come home and I show you smiles and I give you a kiss and I show our kids love and I'm interested in them and I help you around the house and I help you do these things and I show you that I'm here with you and that it's a partnership. Doesn't matter if I pay all the bills or not. It doesn't matter. I show you that same kind of grace and respect and that love. Even if you don't want to give me that booty, you'll give me that booty. Right? Because I'm doing everything I can to be a great man. You're going to do everything you can to be a great woman. Right? That's how it typically works. I'm not saying across the board all the time. But I'm saying, like, in a relationship, we're all faking it at some point. We're all lying a little bit. Like, you talk to most wives, talk to the wives. The ones that give it to their man don't always want to give it to their man. They're not in the mood. They do it to make their man happy because they want to make their man happy. They don't always want to cook. They don't always want to clean. They don't always want to do this stuff, yet they do it anyway. We can come home and put a smile on our face. I understand both points of view so well. So can we play the whole thing? Like Jeremy was asking, please? Thank you. Yes, please. Just the whole thing all the way through.
It takes two people to have a relationship.
Yeah, but the relationship.
If you don't have a dream, fake it.
But the relationship, you can't fake a dream.
You got to fake it because we don't have dreams these days. How the hell can you have a dream? For what?
Well, it isn't.
So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. But Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course. Of course
I
you lie to me.
accept
And I
that.
don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell because I love you. I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? For 10 years so that we can get a child on his feet that says, yeah, father smiled at mother. He talked to me about school today. Who cares that you can read or can't read? Most Americans can't read. Most people can't read. They look at the pictures.
Baby, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, and I don't disagree. But no, I'm going to be honest and think about it really. I'm not so sure that that is a human possibility. I have to smile all day. And the cat on the job, the foreman, you don't understand why I'm smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I want to smile, I'm smiling because that baby needs new shoes. I can't give a performance all day on the job and come home and give a performance all night in the house.
Okay, so one of the performances will stop.
Yes. So you say And okay, I might be willing to go with it. But who's going to pay the rent?
The rent will get paid.
Look, baby, I'm willing to play it your way, but you have to see my point of view.
I see your point of view. But the rent will have to get paid.
The price of the rent is my smile.
No, no, no. I don't want you prostituting yourself. I demand.
I don't want you prostituting yourself either. One of us has got to work.
You work it. You will work it out because you are intelligent enough and you are sensitive enough. You are a man enough to work out a new system. Because we started off with everybody's protest now, and we're back there again. As long as the assumptions are the same, nothing will change.
That's so powerful. So it's funny because as men, we can get lost in our single focus and say this is the only way to do it. And I don't think they were in a relationship. No, I think they just had a powerful conversation. They're both well-known authors and speakers and very intellectual. Now, I know it's kind of confusing because he's like, baby, but I believe that's just how he communicated. And so it's so profound because once again, when I listen to her talk, it's the way she's not telling him how to figure it out. She's just telling him, you'll figure it out. And it's so thought-provoking. It literally, even now, it makes me want to problem solve that. She's not even talking to me, but I feel like I have the space and the respect to be able to figure that out. Like I want to figure it out. It's like, yeah, I want to come home and give you the smiles. I want to come home and give you what you need. You gave me a problem to solve. How can I find a way to pay rent and come home and give you the smile? That was Nikki, Giovanni, and James Baldwin. It's a 2-hour conversation. It's insane. It's so dope. It's so dope. They talk about so many things too. Like I've literally listened to that, I think 5 or 6 times, the whole thing. It's great. It's a wonderful conversation. I won't even say interview. It's a conversation. It's definitely a conversation. Jeremy says she has the perfect tone in her voice, and my wife do not. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, let's dive into that, and then I'll go back to the question I have for Corey. Okay. So is Jeremy, what I would say is first of all, you can't control your wife, right? You can't. So I would say control the one thing that you can control, which is yourself, right? Name of the podcast, you control you. So what I would encourage you to do is to start recognizing when she's taking tones that are, what's the word they use, triggering for you, right? I would encourage you to take a deep breath and either remove yourself from that situation and or refuse to engage in that tone. Because a lot of times what we can do as men is when we get that tone, we have a few options that we do. We shut down, right? We get quiet and we remove ourselves. We disconnect from everything and everyone in that situation. We can snap back, right? And we start to take a tone. We start to raise our voice, and then we're ready to go to war. And the next one would be, well, I hope you're not doing the other one, so it doesn't matter, where you just violently react, right? And I'm sure there's some in-betweens in there, but those are the 3 main ones. And the first 2 is what you typically see with most men. Shut down, disconnect, or they snap back, right? And I'm saying do none of those. If you believe you're right in that situation, don't argue. No need to argue. What Jay-Z say? When you look from afar, you can't. When you argue with someone, nobody knows who's right. You both look like fools, right? And so there's no reason to why, for what, right? And what that will start doing is that will start letting her know that you're not going to engage with that aspect of the relationship, right? Don't encourage a child to act like a child or throw a tantrum, right? If a kid's throwing a tantrum, you don't give it tons of attention, right? You nip it in the butt, right? So it's basically the same thing. You don't want to encourage and give attention to negative, what's the word I'm looking for? Negative reactions, negative actions, whatever you want to say, right? So it's important. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. Just don't engage in that. Actually, Bill Burr talked about it. Like, I literally learned this from a comedian, from Bill Burr. He was like, I finally realized when my wife starts snapping or yelling or saying something that makes no logical sense, I've won. I don't have to fight it. I don't have to do anything. And he's right, because if you allow their tantrum, essentially, because if someone's losing their emotional control, men or women, they're throwing a tantrum. They're acting like a child now, right? You don't have to go down that lane. If they're raising their voice, if they're taking an aggressive tone, what can she do to hurt you? Right? She could say something messed up, right? She could. And that might hurt internally. Cool. But if you engage with it and you go to war over it, you're going to say something messed up and you're going to react messed up. And now you're going to be wrong, regardless if 3/4 of that mile she was wrong. That last quarter, you did something messed up. Control yourself. Don't engage. If that means you have, hey, right now, the tone that I'm hearing is coming across as aggressive, coming across as combative, and I don't want that. So I'm going to remove myself, and we can come back to this conversation later when all parties are calm. Notice I didn't point the fingers at her at all. I didn't say you. I just said this is what I'm hearing, right? I'm putting that on me because regardless of how you're speaking, this is what I'm hearing. So I need to remove myself. Or, hey, the tone I'm hearing right now, it seems very combative, argumentative, and aggressive. And I just would like it if we can just bring it down a notch so we can talk and have a great conversation. And if that can't be done right now, then let's take a time out and let it be. So, wait a minute. Now I got a lot of stuff. Great advice. I like the way you put that. Who is that? Ben or B? B Cook. So you were saying that the wife doesn't have validation for her feelings? What do you mean validation for her feelings? So, oh yeah, we can see there's a difference. We can validate your feelings, but your feelings doesn't justify taking an aggressive tone with another person. It doesn't excuse being disrespectful to another person, because now flip it. If I felt like you did something wrong, I felt like you were out of pocket, and I raised my voice at you and I snapped at you and I got aggressive with you like I could with a dude, that's abusive. Well, it's abusive both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's abusive both ways. The difference is that I'm bigger and stronger, right? I'm a bigger threat physically. That's why women are so nasty with words. Women know how to cut a man up with words because they can't physically go to war with us, right? Cool. I can do something wrong, right? I can forget to take the trash out. I cannot hold my end on cleaning. I can do something messed up. I can spend too much money. I could do, you name it. I can even cheat. That doesn't mean that you get to talk to me any way you want. If you need to leave, if you need to do something, if you are upset, your feelings are valid. If your feelings are hurt, your feelings, of course, are valid. But we are two adults. We're not two teenagers. We're not two little kids. Kids throw tantrums. Kids raise their voice. Little kids pout and do all that stuff. We can have a grown-up conversation, right? Wait a minute. But I thought you were talking about the conversation being Nikki and James. I'm confused. Well, I was talking about Jeremy specifically, one of the people in the comments. I was talking about his situation where he said his wife takes a tone. In that conversation, Nikki doesn't have any tone. Nikki is like amazing, right? She even encouraged him. They don't agree, right? They have a disagreement about whether James Baldwin, like in that situation, whether a man should come home with a smile on his face. She believes he should for the betterment of his family. And he's saying he can't lie like that. And she's saying, of course you can. But it never feels like an argument. What it feels like is two adults having a conversation from 2 points of views. And then she does the slickest in the world. She says, of course you can do that. And of course you could do that and still pay rent because you're an intelligent black man. You're intelligent, sensitive, and you will figure it out. So she's like, yeah, I agree. There's a problem. Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. This is what I need from you. This is what women and families need from men. They need you to come home and wear that smile and and show us the same grace and the same kindness and the same love that you show all those people at work, right? You need to do that. Solve this problem. Figure out how you can come home and give this to us. If you can't fake it in both worlds, then figure out how you can still pay rent and come home to us and show us the same grace. Figure it out. And I trust that you can figure it out because you're intelligent and sensitive enough to figure it out. Yo, she just did what every man wants. Give me a problem that I can go solve for you so I can come home and be the knight in shining armor for you. Let me be your king. Presented a problem, let's go get it. If that isn't true feminine energy right there, I don't know what else is. She encouraged him, even though she disagreed with his point of view. And she put the ball, as Corey said, back in his court to say, yo, you could go do this. You got this, right? Women are the most powerful creatures out there. Women have literally got men to go to war for them, to kill millions of people for them. There is no more powerful creature other than a woman because they can get a man to go to war, to go to work, be the only one working, to protect them at all times. Like, this is a beauty that women have, but it takes understanding us to communicate with us, right? And so when Jeremy's talking about a tone, what else I was going to suggest to Jeremy? Jeremy, he's still there? That's a perfect way to get a good man to do anything. Hell yeah. Is Jeremy, go start studying Alison Armstrong. I'm going to have her on the podcast, hopefully, if everything works out in the next couple of weeks, right? And she's wrote a great book called The Queen's Code. And she talks about it in that book, but she talks about it in interviews, how women can bring out the worst or the best in a man. You can either create the prince, yes, Alison Armstrong. You can create the prince or you can get the toad. But the woman is the one that goes and gets it. Because a man will treat a woman how he wants to be treated until he learns to treat the woman like the way she's been treating him. Right? If that makes sense. So a man can be kind, he can be respectful, he can do all this, but if the woman starts showing something else, he'll start to do that. Or he'll leave. Either way, it's not good. And she's been studying men since the 90s, since early 90s, 91, right? So she's got a great grasp on this. And when you listen to her talk, it's also like, oh my goodness, like, you could tell me what to do, I'd probably run through a wall and do it. Like when my wife talks to me like that, she can get me to do pretty much anything. So, but the one thing I will say, Jeremy, is researching her, researching how to listen to why your wife is doing that, so you can figure out how to not follow that. Don't do it so much to try to convince your wife to be something else. We can't change people, right? We can't change them. They have to make the actual choice to be a little bit different. For whatever reason that she takes that tone, I can tell you right now, she's not feeling heard. She's not feeling safe. She's not feeling loved. She's feeling neglected or disrespected or disconnected. And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily doing anything wrong. It just means that something is going on, and that just needs to be fixed, right? And maybe you can learn, and listening to Alison Armstrong and listening to those conversations, you can learn how to communicate better with her, understanding that. I would also encourage Brene Brown, right? So just different things. I got you. That's true. We live in separate households now. Damn, man. I'm so sorry. That's rough, bruh. Hopefully you can save your marriage. I mean, but regardless, you should learn to better yourself so you could be better for whoever in your life, right? You control you always. So you can learn to be better. Now, before I shut this down, Corey, we've listened to this 2 or 3 times now, and you've made the same sound effect at the same part. He was like I'm trading my smile for rent, like essentially.
Yeah, that really resonates with me.
Yeah. So why does that resonate with you? You got your mic on?
Yeah, I got my mic on. Man, because I can identify with it. There's been jobs, before doing this, and this, still has its frustration. But there's been jobs where I'm like, I am dressing up. I feel I gotta put on some sort of costume or some sort of mask just to be able to get through it, so that I can get that paycheck at the end of the day and be able to take care of the things I need to take care of. And so, but I've never heard someone so directly and eloquently put it together.
Yeah.
Put like that, that concept together so simply.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's every time I hear it, I'm like, man, that's spot on. And I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Because I do a poor job of, the performance can only go on for like I said, for so long. And it's like by the time I get to the crib, it's like I just want to take the armor off or whatever, take the mask off or whatever, and just sit, recover, knowing that I got to go back into the field tomorrow.
Yeah. I completely agree with what you're saying. And I hear you. I think outside of this, I've talked about Kobe Bryant a million times. And the way he described things sometimes is spot on. If you pulled your hamstring and the doc said you could still play, you would still play. If there was a fire in your house, everything be damned, you'd get up those stairs and save your kids. And when I hear Nikki talk, and even my wife, I let my wife hear this like a year ago, and she was like, "Yeah, exactly. If that's what it takes to have a beautiful home, is just come home and have a smile on your face, you almost don't got a choice. Because if we do it for work, why not do it for the ones that we truly love? And to take it a step further, how much, when we've both talked about it, as kids, if dad would have came home and had a smile on his face and asked us about school and sports, how big would that have been?
That would have completely changed.
Yeah.
Probably how I view the world, to be honest.
Exactly. And we are now sitting in a position where we have that power.
Yeah.
And it's those little things. And so for me, I sit in my driveway for probably like an extra couple minutes, and I take a big deep breath, and I'm like, this is a thing that I do now. I'm so grateful to be at home. I'm about to go into this beautiful family. I'm grateful to have this house and this family. I walk in the door, I take off my shoes, I hang up my keys. Hey, what's up, everyone? Smile on my face, and to see the smile on my wife's face when I come in the door, because she's like, like I literally see it. She's not worried that I had a bad day. I'm not mad at her. Like, those are all the things. Like, if I'm just sitting there like, are you mad at me? No, why would I be mad at you? I don't know. It's because she doesn't feel connected right now. And so it's like, that's what it takes.
I got work to do.
Yeah, we all do, man. I'm not perfect at it. I still mess it up. Not everyone knows how to separate the difference, but it helps. Yeah, most definitely. That's a good start doing that. Yeah, like it's, again, most of the stuff I talk about, man, I've literally made so many mistakes. I've messed up so many times. And instead of pointing the fingers at everybody else, I just point the fingers at me, because that's the only thing I can control in this equation. So, Jeremy, when you're talking about, yeah, trust me, I've snapped back. Like, who was it? Bay talked about it's because you allowed it in the beginning. The funny thing is, you could draw a line and say, please don't talk to me like that. The fact that you argued back is the issue, right? If you tell your kid, don't do that, why can't I do this? This is why you can't do this. Well, that's not fair. And you continue to argue? Why are you arguing with a kid? Fool, I've already told you why. Boy, if you don't go sit your, man, I'm not arguing with you. I told you why. I fully explained myself. I don't live by like, do what I say because I told you so. No, I'm going to tell you why. You may not agree with it, but you're not about to argue with me about it. That's what we're not doing. I'm not going to argue with you shouldn't argue with a woman. And I still mess this up. I'm way better at it now. Because I'm so mad at myself if I argued with my wife. I'm like, why am I just, she's acting like a child. You know she's acting like a child right now. She's arguing, and it doesn't even make sense of what she's arguing about. She's saying something that doesn't make any logical sense. That's all feelings. You can't argue with feelings. Don't argue with feelings. Who cares if you're right? Literally, what does right do for you? I used to argue to be right. I had my ex-wife and the mother of my daughter on this set for a podcast, and I was good with being Thanos. Logical. I'm right. Half the population needs to go. This is how we're going to survive. This is what we're going to do. And all they wanted to do is be included in decisions, right? They wanted to be included on decision-making. It's like, for what? It's a waste of my time, because This is where we're going. We all got the same goal. Let's just go this way. If I mess up, I'm going to figure it out. Right? But they just wanted to be included. It makes no sense to me still to this day. But I do it. Right? So it's those little things. So hopefully that helped y'all, man. I'm going to call it a night. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that. You Control You. I appreciate the support. We're going to be giving out some free hoodies again pretty soon here, so make sure you stay in tune. Next Monday at 5 p.m. Central. You're so welcome, Jeremy. So welcome on that. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody showing love. Yeah, we're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Like, just follow, subscribe. I appreciate it every Monday. And if everything goes right, we'll be having Allison Armstrong on here in a few weeks, and it'll be dope. I have so much. I want to ask her about this. Like, should men lie? Like, I know you're about honesty. You want all honesty, but like, should men lie about coming home with a smile on their face when they don't want to? Like, there's so many things I want to talk to her about. So stay in tune. I appreciate y'all so much. You Control You. We out, baby.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is like the streets of awakening. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up at the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. Becoming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You a Captain Saber, who you just be tucking the cake in. I fuck your baby mama in the ass of the basement.